Welcome back to tonight's game. Tonight we should have a really, what would you say, a fast skating hockey game tonight?
Fast skating, good defensive game, because on Hibbing's side, Hibbing allows only about 2.5 points per game. They got a good defensive unit, and also they're very strong checking in their defensive end. And tonight with Hajduk in goal, he has a 1.5 point goals against average. It's going to have very good good help with strong defensive help. They're going to have a very good showing. So it's going to matter on Cloquet's offense whether they can prove Hibbing's defense. Also, the Hibbing side will be starting Pat Iso, Pat Moralt, and Nick Andreessen as their line with Jerry Kristoff and Tom Hansen on defense. And Iso is leading scorer on the Blue Jackets right now at 22 points, and the majority of the points are on assists. So you know that he's a pretty good playmaker along with scoring. Also, they got two lines that are quite good. As far as points go, the Katani line and the Iso line are about equal in the points. As I said before, the defense for Hibbing is quite good. Their offense is good. They're a smooth skating team. And talking to their coach, the attitude is very good, and they got a good cohesiveness that keeps them together. How about Cloquet?
Well, Cloquet, they're much of the same team. They got a good goaltender. He's won all of their games for them. He's got a 3-point goals against average. Their scoring is not based on one line. Their scoring is very evenly distributed. For instance, their top 5 scorers, the number 1 scorer has 17 points, and the number 5 scorer has 10, so you cannot really concentrate on one guy. Cloquet has scored 46 goals against, and yet they have outscored they have scored 46 goals for, and have only allowed 25 against. So they're basically a strong defense, outscoring their opponents 2-1.
Another thing I want to add about Hibbing is that they average only 6 to 7 penalties a game, so they're a pretty free penalty team. And also, during their their undefeated record, they've had 52 penalties. There's only been 3 goals scored upon them. So playing short-handed, they're very good at in their defensive end.
Okay, we'll be back right after this match. Good evening. We're back. Here's the starting lineup. Starting in goal is number 20, John Markkinen. It's a defenseman, number 7, John Robideau. The other defenseman is Brian Michaud. The other wing, at the wing is Ronnie Kubis. The other wing is Dan Dormanen. And at center we have Mark Parento.
The starting lineups for the Hibbing Blue Jackets will include, in goal will be number 0, John Hajduk. At center, number 4, Pat Iozzo. His rings will be number 7, Nick Andreessen. And number 14, Pat Moralt. The defense will be number 2, Tom Hansen, and number 12, Jerry Kristoff.
Welcome back. Face-off will be taken by John Robideau and Pat Iozzo.
A little paper on the rink there that the ref picked up.
Well, this should be a quick one.
I think so. Tense moment for the players right now. Good crowd tonight. Good crowd on hand.
Looks like a packed house, and the draw is won by Pat Ayazo. Cloquet knocks it away. There's the whistle. An offside's called. Puck is knocked down into the Hibbing end. Fought for against the board. Hibbing comes up with it. Number 7, Nick Andricken. Stolen by John Robideau. Shot. Oh, save. Nice save by Hibbing.
Robideau had a fake in there on Christoph for a while. I think the way it looked, he shot a little early.
Cloquet had the first chance. Looks good. It's going to be a quick one tonight. Draw is controlled by Hibbing. Hibbing controls. Bringing out is Nick Andricken. Behind the net. Hibbing still controls. Cloquet knocks it down and bringing it out is Brian Michaud. Offside is called.
So far, not much action, lots of skating.
Yeah.
Okay, with the best chance so far.
Not a lot of hitting either.
No,
so far.
I think this will be a good, clean game.
It's early yet. Draw is controlled by Hibbing. He shoots it down into the end. Well, the puck's fought for along the boards. Guys down, whistles blown. And the face-off will be to the left of John Markkinen. Hasn't had to make a save yet tonight. Puck's controlled by Cloquet. Stuart Platt. Puck's taken away from him. It's cleared down the ice. We'll have an icing call on that. So the puck will go down into the Hibbing end. Now this should be a good skating game. Hibbing and Cloquet really aren't known for their hitting. Just their good speed
they're known
and
for a good speed and defense. As we know, Cloquet's tough in their ice rink in Cloquet. What do they call it? The Fine House or?
I don't know. I've never
Teams
been
really
there.
hate to go there anyway.
Puck is controlled by Hibbing. Shot down. Fought for against the boards. Cloquet comes up with it. Number Stuart Plant misses it. Shot back down into the Hibbing zone. Richie Bryant picks it up. Controlled along the board. Over to the other wing. Nikolov can't control. Back into the Hibbing zone. Little collision there at the blue line. Looks like we'll have a penalty on Cloquet. So Hibbing will go on the power play first. Penalties to number 3, Chad Warren. It's a minor for elbowing. So we'll see what Hibbing's got for a power play.
Well, they got their Katane line out there. Iozo and the Katane line is out there now.
Hibbing controls the draw. Iozo brings it into the zone. Back to Hansen. Hansen brings it in. Oh, the shot is just missed. Cloquet throws it down into the Hibbing zone. Brings it out. Pass. Iozo just couldn't hold on to that one. Cleared back down into the Hibbing zone.
Iozo had a little chance there, but he kind of missed the
Tom
puck.
Hansen brings it in around the boards. behind the net, checking over the situation. Picked up by Pat Iazzo, knocked away. Scott Cartier knocked away.
Oh, good save by Hajduk.
Scott Miller. Cloquet's doing a good job.
Very good forechecking by Cloquet.
Davies control. Tom Hansen for Hibbing brings it into the zone. It's knocked away again.
Scott Millen has been doing a good job.
Katani's got it. Tries to skate around a couple guys. Dumps it into the zone. Cloquet tries to clear it out. Out to the slot. Hansen has it over to Nick Andrick, and a nice save there by Markkinen. We got a little pushing and shoving there again.
Okay, shoot good, good back checking. Scott Millen kept that puck in on Hibbing there. They had Hibbing a little mixed up there for a while.
Well, Hibbing's going to change their lines and see if they can get something different in there, because Cloquet is really doing a good job killing this penalty. Draw will be taken by John Robideau against draw is won by Robideau, and it's shot down the ice. Richie Bryant picks it up.
14 seconds left on the power play.
Pat Merle picks it up. Going down the ice. Breaks it in the zone. Couldn't quite split the defenseman. Back out to the point. Kristoff tries to get it over, and it's blocked. Cloquet is now at full strength.
Cloquet did a real good job on their penalty killing that time.
Yeah, they did. It was just an excellent job. They got one shot on the net.
Brian Mickhout and Scott Millen did a real good job on the Hibbing.
Hibbing controls the draw out in front. John Hagen misses the shot. Controlled by Hibbing. Out front, knocked away. Back out to the shot. Oh, Hibbing scores!
Goal was by Sean Gostad. Oh, wait. That was a nice goal.
Yeah, it was a lot of hustle. Just couldn't control the rebound. Markkinen made a lot of nice saves there.
Good save in there, and then was put in off the rebound.
Scoring for Hibbing, number 16, John Hagen. From number 11, John Gostad.
Scoring there is John Hagen from Sean Gustad. Cloquet's bringing it back in. Scott Miller. Puck's taken away from him. Up to Jeff Clouseau. Cloquet knocks it away, controls the puck. Up the boards, out to the point. Jerry Kristoff takes a shot. Nice save. Cloquet's bringing it out. Hibbing knocks him off the puck. Nice stick check there by Scott Millen. Millen tries to bring it into the zone. He's knocked off the puck. Hibbing controls. Knocked back down into the Hibbing zone. Iozzo controls. Shoots it in. Offside call. So it's a skating game again.
It's a good game. They put the pressure on and they scored. First goal scored by John Hagen, assisted by Sean Gostad.
Draw is controlled by Hibbing. They shoot it down into the end. Fought for behind the net. Okay, controls held in. What a mess out in front. Shots high and wide. Held in by Hibbing. Cloquet's got brings it out. Nice play there. Oh, and Hibbing defenseman was really out of position on that one.
Okay, had a good chance, but couldn't control the puck.
Pass is too far for Anderson, and they're getting an offside call.
Yeah, Cloquet had a good chance.
I can't say anything. Get too interested in the game. Draws knocked down into the Hibbing zone. Put it around the board. Over to John Zenzel. Control there by Katani. Katani puts it out front, right in the crease. Oh, that was laying right between his pads. Marking and didn't know where the puck was, and the defenseman fell on him, or else that would have been in there.
That was in there. Antonio Katani did real good. He come in there single-handedly. Down on the right side of the goalie. And just a miss. Goalie didn't know where the puck was.
Draws control by Katani, loses it out in front, and Markman makes the save. That was a really great individual play there. Katani went right around everybody. And he just about had himself a
He
goal.
almost had it. That was a good play by Katani.
Draws control by Cloquet, loses it to Bryant. Bryant over into the corner. Cloquet controls. Ronnie Kubis loses it. Controlled by Katani. Katani over to Nikolov. Nikolov's shot is wide. Zezel is in the corner fighting for it. Cloquet comes out with it. Dave Essie shoots it into the zone. Hibbing brings it out. Over to Zezel. Zezel back to Katani. Katani fights for it in the corner. Heavily checked. Dusted out front. Oh, and a nice save.
Number 6, Zezel. He swung and missed the puck. He had a chance for a goal.
Puck is controlled by Hibbing right out in front of the benches. Scott Millen controls, loses the puck. We got a whistle. It seems like every time they go to the length of the ice, it's getting a little more physical every time.
There's a little bit more elbows being thrown around by Cloquet now.
Draws controlled by Cloquet, knocked into the center ice area. Puck is knocked over the ice. We have a whistle. Puck is knocked down into the Hibbing end. Race for it. Controlled by Hibbing around the boards. Still controlled by Hibbing, just kind of being knocked around. Pass to Gustad, shoots. Markman makes an easy save. Oh, we have some pushing around here. Like I said, Jim, it's getting more physical every time down.
Hitting in front of the net now. Both teams are protecting the area. They're starting to hit now. It's starting to get tougher. Cloquet is starting to throw more elbows now. You can see on the face-offs, they're really fighting for position now.
Draw between Scott Millen and Pat Iazzo. Controlled by Iazzo. Shot point wide. Pat Moreau out in front of Iazzo, and Iazzo shot is blocked out in front along the boards. Iazzo controls the puck out in front. Oh! Markkanen had it in his glove and lost it. We had Scott Millen Oh, there was an inches call there, but it's an offside call.
Hibbing had another good chance there with Markkinen. The puck bounced up in front of him for a minute. He didn't know where that puck was.
Puck is controlled by Hibbing. Over to Anderkin. Anderkin shoots it in. Knocked in against the boards. Iozo controls. Out to the point. Shots wide by Tom Hansen. Goes back all the way down to the Hibbing end. Kristoff controls. Shoots it up the boards. Merle loses it up. Cloquet controls. Klon pushes it into the corner. Shot's blocked.
Great blocked shot.
Shot was blocked by Pat Iazzo. Controlled in behind the net by Tom Hansen. Hansen makes a bad pass.
Another body save.
Puck is still controlled by Cloquet. Hibbing just puts it down the ice.
Cloquet had three. Cloquet just had 3 shots that were all body block shot or saves on body saves by Hibbing's defense, so they're doing their job.
That might show a sign that they're all the shots are from the point too, so they have time to get down.
Cloquet's offense seems to be a little disrupted in front of the Hibbing line, or in the Hibbing zone. They're not moving with consistency.
The draw is controlled by Cloquet. That's Katani puts it around to Nikolov. Nikolov skates up, loses the puck. Zessel controls, they're on the board. Back to Zessel. Zessel breaking in all alone on the side, shoots. Oh, a beautiful save by Markkinen, and shot just wide. Katani just missed the rebound. Cloquet controls, bringing it back out.
Markkinen was lucky on that one. Katani had it almost an open net on the right-hand side.
Okay, in the corner out in front. Oh, shot was just wide. Bryant from behind the net. He's out in front. Over to Katani. Katani has a problem with the pass. Zessel in the corner. Katani picks it up. Katani tried to bring it out in front and trips over the net. Cloquet controls in the corner. Out to the point. We'll have a penalty coming up by Boot.
4:07 left in the game.
We got a minor penalty on Mike Grillo of Hibbing. A minor for elbowing, 2 minutes.
Brett Newton. Hibbing is pretty good between teams, so I don't expect to see them too often in the penalty box. But Cloquet's been throwing a lot of elbows, so I think they're going to get a few more chances to sit down before this night's over.
Anderkin controls into the Hibbing zone. It's a nice rush. Cloquet controls. Man's knocked off the puck. Iozo controls. We'll have a holding call to Cloquet's number 5. Brian Michaud, he'll get 2 minutes for holding. So that'll even things up. And Hibbing will end up with a power play for 27 seconds after Grillo's penalty expires. So I guess that just makes a little bit more room for teams to skate around with now. Should be a lot faster game. Draw is controlled by Cloquet. Nice pass up the middle. Millen can't control it. Fighting for it. Nikolov puts it around the boards to Tom Hansen. Tom Hansen controls behind the boards. Oh, pass is just missed from Tom Hansen to Pat Iazzo. We'll have an icing
Very
call.
good setup play by Hibbing.
Sort of like the long bomb in football.
Yeah, no kidding. Both teams are far aside.
That was a
I
nice
think-
pass by Tom Hansen.
I think both teams have almost equal speed. Neither one seems to be getting edge on each other. It's just that Cloquet is, the defensive unit for Hibbing is doing a better job. A lot more defense than the Blue Jackets.
Draw is controlled by Cloquet. Hibbing picks it up. Nikolov up the boards. Pat Iazzo picks it up right out in front. Oh, knocked away by Cloquet. Cloquet's bringing it up the board. Puck is controlled by Andrikin. Andrikin behind the net. Around one man. Andrikin drives into the Cloquet zone. Skating in. Passes over to Tom Hansen. Hansen over to Kristoff. Puck's knocked away by Cloquet. Tom Hansen picks it up. It's knocked off the puck and it's cleared down into the Hibbing zone. Tom Hansen misses the puck. Back to Nikolov.
On Hibbing's last drive, Andrikin skated on the net. He had a rolling puck. I think he was losing control.
Hibbing is now at full strength. Tom Hansen picks up the puck. Over to Pat Iazzo. Iazzo skating up. Penetrates into the Cloquet blue. Iazzo around the net. Back to Andrikin. Andrikin. Shot by Andrikin, just missed high to the left.
Cloquet at full strength.
Both teams are now at full strength. Oh, there's a nice check by Tom Hansen.
Big hit there, put on by Tom Hansen.
Zezo's pass goes all the way to the boards. Shot into the Hibbing zone by Kelly Este. Out in front, knocked away by Cloquet. Oh, there's a nice check by John Hagen. Out in front. Cloquet shoots it around the boards.
1 minute to go.
Hibbing's really starting to put on a... Out in front. Cloquet knocks it away. Chad Warren in front. Knocked away.
Starting to get a little rough behind the Hibbing net there.
Oh, we got some pushing and shoving again.
Pushing in there.
I think Cloquet's getting a little sore because they've been really getting hit.
Yeah, they've been getting some pretty good checks now.
A lot more physical than the start of the game. Well, we've only got 38 seconds left in the game. See what the teams can do. Draws controlled by Katani. Picked off by Cloquet right out in front in the slot. Shoots. Shots wide. Hibbing controls. Gusted up to Katani. Katani tried to make a move. Was taken away. Gusted picks it up. In across the blue line. Knocked away. Gusted's knocked down. I'll have a whistle. Man on the ice.
5 seconds left in the period.
Well, this is just a matter of who wins the draw to see if anybody's got a chance to score.
Hibbing so far in the game has won every draw except one.
Cloquet controls the draw. And that's the end of the first period with Hibbing leading 1-0.
My first guest this evening is Mr. George Perpich, a former coach of the Hibbing High School. And George, how many years did you coach for Hibbing?
Well, I coached hockey for 29 years. I coached football also 5-6 years. I had about 32 years of coaching.
That's a long time. Do you miss it now after all these
Well,
years?
you do. I think kind of you get older. It's kind of hard to keep up your interest, but you miss the kids. And,
Do you attend all the games?
well, I usually do. Yeah, I missed the Falls game, but I've seen all the rest of them.
Do you take winter vacations now instead of the summer ones? You go to Florida and everything?
No, I haven't been going any place. I'm a hometown boy here.
Talking about this year's team, how does this team compare to some of the teams that you had in the past?
Well, I think they got a good team this year. They got some pretty well-balanced lines, and they got some good-sized defensemen, and they don't have any real big stars, but they can get the job done. Anybody can score. They're good skaters, so I kind of look forward to them being down the state this year. Maybe I shouldn't say that this soon, but I don't know if anybody's going to beat them.
Does this compare to some of the teams that you had? Because you went to the state several times.
Yeah, well, they would probably compare. We won about 5 times in the state, and we were like this. We had good balance, and you have to have 3 good lines and some good defensemen.
Over the years, you had quite a few good players over your span. How does nowadays most of the college kids go to the colleges? How was it those days? Did you have a lot of kids attending colleges?
Well, I think you got more now. We had some good kids, but we had 1 or 2 here and there. Now we have right now we have 9 Hibbing boys playing Division I hockey scattered all over. We got them at UMD, Billy Grillo. We got 2 Hoopers and Poolish down in the University of Illinois at Chicago. We got Jimmy Grillo at Northern Michigan. We got my son Jeff at Denver. We've got them all over the place. So we have more right now than we've ever had.
Why do you think this happened? Is it that there's more schools going to hockey now and they're offering scholarships, or are they just after these boys more? Why weren't there more college kids those days?
Well, I think our program has been growing, and we're producing more better kids. We had kids like Bobby Collier and Gambucci that were real outstanding, but you didn't have as many then.
Those days the days you're coaching, say from the first few years to your coach to the last, how had hockey changed?
Well, at one time we actually took turns taking that puck. You didn't have enough kids that could skate. Maybe you had 1 or 2 or 3 kids. Now they can all go. You got 15, 20 of them that can do it. So it's a lot more competitive now than it was years back.
You know, everybody wants to compare the city's teams with the northern teams. I would imagine, say, 10, 15 years ago, even though they had more teams, more players to choose from, don't you think the range players as a whole, man for man, probably were a better individual player?
Well, of course, we had all the advantages at one time. We had indoor buildings, and as big as Minneapolis-St. Paul area was, they had very few. Now they got about 20 indoor arenas. They got good programs. So they've caught up, not only in hockey, but I think they've caught up in every other sport.
Over the years that you coached, who do you think was the best player you ever coached?
Well, I thought Bobby Collier or Gary Gambucci. I always thought Gary did make it to the pros. Bobby just couldn't get on the right track. Dave Herbst was another good one. We've had quite a few of them over the years.
Talking about the best players, who do you think was some of the best players that played against your teams?
Some of them that played against our team? Oh, we've had, in those days, Paul Rain had a lot of good kids. Mike Antonovich, and we had 1967 Falls was probably the best high school team. They were loaded with talent. I think they had about 5 or 6 guys off of that team went out and played pro ball.
The years that you coached, had your philosophy changed at all from the time that you started coaching until you retired?
Well, I've always been the type I felt the kids should have fun. I was never the type to really drive them to a point where it got boring or where it got so tough that they didn't enjoy it. I think that was just one of my natural faults, but I'm glad I did it. All our teams.
You didn't have pressure packed.
No, we played it for fun, and it was fun for the kids.
Did you ever have to really wake them up during the periods and everything?
Oh yeah, once in a while we'd give them a little heck, but generally the kids are down. I always patted them on the back instead of giving them a kick in the butt.
Well, George, was glad to have been up here. Glad to have talked to you.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay, and we'll be back in a minute.